Yeah, B, I've got pretty exciting news to tell you. Try and guess what it is.
You know I suck at guessing games. Can't you just tell me what it is?
Nah, come on. Just try guessing at least once. It'll be fun.
Alright. Okay, so did you finally get that new wig you've been contemplating ordering for a while now? Because if so, I definitely want to take it out for a spin to see if I want to get one as well. I just wasn't sure about the length of the hair and whether I wanted my hair to look that long. I mean, do you think it would suit me? I've always had shorter hair, like to my shoulders, so I didn't know if longer hair would look good on me or not.
B!
Oh, right, sorry. So, was I right?
No, not in the slightest. Although, I could get it for this occasion. It might look really nice with my dress.
So there's a dress involved.
Well, you can't have a wedding without a wedding dress.
Whoa. What? You're getting married? That's amazing. Who are you marrying?
Who? Well, it's Troy, of course. I have been dating him for the last, 9 months. Honestly, B, where have you been?
Troy? But I thought you two had broken up a while ago. You said that you weren't seeing him anymore because you got into a huge argument.
Oh, that? Yeah, I mean, we did go on a little break for a couple of weeks, but we eventually resolved it all and got back together. We've been incredibly happy ever since. In fact, he recreated the very first date we went on and then proposed to me at the end of it. It was so incredibly sweet. I mean, I had no clue that he was going to propose, so it came as a huge surprise. But of course I said yes. Despite our difficulties, we love each other so much, we'll be able to overcome anything that life throws at us. We're not going to argue over stupid things, and if we do fall out, going to talk it through together. I mean, after all, he's funny, sophisticated, smart, and extremely handsome. He's everything I ever want in a man and a husband. So why wouldn't I give this marriage a go?
Wow, sounds like you've hit the jackpot.
I know, right? Troy is so sweet to me. You've met him, so you know what he's like. He'll do anything to make people laugh and have a good time. It's what drew me to him in the first place. His ability to just have fun and involve everyone around him in that fun.
Yeah, I guess.
So we're thinking that we want the wedding sooner rather than later. So we're looking at a winter date. And we'll need to get the guest numbers in as soon as possible so we know how big of a venue we need to hire. So are you going to be bringing anyone? Like a date?
Well, maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, have you got a secret boyfriend you're not telling me about?
What? No, of course not. I've just kind of been seeing this guy for a few months now.
Well, why don't you tell me about him? I'd have loved to meet him. It's about time you find someone again. Derek was a jerk, but I'm glad you're getting back out there and finding new people to have fun with and potentially find that forever relationship.
Yeah, it is nice to have someone to call my own again. We were keeping our relationship kinda hush-hush, as we didn't want to jinx anything, and we wanted to get to know each other before telling others we were together. But I might see if he can come to the wedding.
Okay, that sounds great. Just let me know closer to the time what's happening. I'll make sure to earmark you for a +1 though, just in case.
Okay, thanks, Ray.
No problem. Anyway, I've got to go. I've got a few more people who I need to tell, but I wanted to break the news to you first, 'cause you're my big sister, and I share everything with you. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk soon.
Bianca, we need to talk, right now.
Ray, what's wrong? Why are you so angry? Has something happened with the wedding?
Oh, don't act as if you don't know. When were you going to tell me that your so-called mystery man is my fiancé?
Oh, so you found out about that then, huh?
This is a joke, right? Tell me this is a joke. You've not actually been sneaking around with my fiancé behind my back, have you?
Why would I joke about this? Me and Troy are properly in love.
But how has this even happened?
Argument with Troy and you two split up?
Yeah?
Well, he came to me to complain about it all and told me how horrible you were to him. Everything you'd said to him and every name you'd called him. And he didn't just stop at the argument. Troy told me every single little detail about your relationship and how he was glad to finally be rid of you. After hearing how badly you treated him, I decided that he needed someone who knew how to be kind and how to be a proper girlfriend to him. So, he and I started dating. It was going really great as well, until you two got back together. I can't understand why he would do that to me, as I know that I'm his one true love. It's just a shame that you found out about us before the wedding. I had something super special planned for the big day. It would have been amazing.
I can't actually believe you right now. You're supposed to be my big sister. You're supposed to love and support me and root for me in life. Not try and steal my fiancé from me for yourself. You've always been jealous of me, and I've not even done anything to deserve it. Why do you always have to try and ruin any good thing that comes my way? I mean, trying to stop me from marrying the man I love? That's just horrible. What kind of sister does that?
Whatever, it's your fault anyway. You're the one who's driven your fiancé away.
That doesn't mean you get to start a relationship with him.
Huh?
Even if Troy and I had never gotten back together, I was in a very serious relationship with him for a very long time. A good sister would recognize this and would never, and I mean never, decide to date him instead. Did you even think of how that would make me feel? How it would completely break my heart that the two people I love the most betrayed me in the worst way possible?
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? If he doesn't want you, then why shouldn't I be able to be with him instead? You know what they say, love.
And you know no loyalty or morality.
Who needs that when you've got the love of your life, huh?
I really can't believe you. I'm literally in shock. To think that my own sister would betray me in such a horrible way.
Yeah, whatever. You can go and cry somewhere else, okay? And considering the fact that you're obviously not going to want it anymore, I figured that me and Troy could just use the wedding we planned for ourselves. It's just going to go to waste anyway, seeing as you and him aren't getting married anymore. So I can just have it, can't I?
But I just can't understand how this has happened. Why would he do something like this? I thought he loved me.
Well, obviously, he doesn't. Anyway, it's no secret that I'm better than you in pretty much every way. I mean, as the older sister, I clearly got the better half of all of the genes, whilst you got the dregs. So it only makes sense that I should get the best things in life. I know that you're used to having everyone doing everything for you, like mom and dad, simply because you're younger. But it's about time you learn that life isn't always going to go your way. You don't get to just click your fingers and get whatever you want.
So that's what this is about. You're just jealous of me in general, simply because I'm your sister? Let me guess. You never wanted another sibling, did you? You'd rather have been an only child so that you could have everyone's attention whenever you wanted it. The fact that I came along must have really annoyed you then. Mom and Dad's attention had to be shared, and you hate the fact that you weren't the only apple of their eye anymore. But to go to such a length, stealing my fiancé for yourself, and try and get back at me, is just incredibly pathetic. And to think I called you my sister.
Whatever. I should be the one who everyone pays attention to. I'm so much better than you. I'm prettier, smarter, and so much more in every way. You're just all boring nobody. So it's no wonder why Troy loves me and wants to be with me.
Except he asked me to marry him, didn't he? He had every chance to ask you, but he didn't. Don't you think that says anything about how he feels about you?
What? No. He loves me. I don't know why he asked you to marry him, though I suspect it was so he could then divorce you and take all of your money so that me and him can build a life together.
Do you honestly believe that?
It's the only explanation. So, are you going to have the wedding or not? Because if not, then I want it so that me and Troy can finally confess our love for one another in front of everyone.
Oh no, I'm definitely not going to get married to that lying scumbag. He's all yours. But if you want the wedding, you're going to have to pay me back every dollar that I've spent on it.
What? Why?
I'm not paying for my sister and my fiancé to get married at my dream wedding. If you want the occasion, then you're going to have to pay for it.
Fine. How much was it?
Overall, it was $10,000.
$10,000? I can't pay that. No way.
Well then, I guess you and Troy aren't getting married then.
Wait. Fine. I'll pay it. But it'll have to be in installments. And I can't pay the first one until I get my next wage, which is at the end of this month. So you'll just have to wait. God, you're such a horrible sister. A nice sister would just give me her wedding. You're not going to use it.
I don't care. With how you and Troy have treated me, I'm going to get whatever compensation I can. Weddings are expensive, so I'm out a lot of money.
Well, like I said, you'll just have to wait for it.
Uh-huh.
Well, aren't you going to congratulate me for getting engaged? You're such a poor loser. Oh well, I'm sure there are other people who will be happy to congratulate me. Oh, and I think it goes without saying that you need to stay away from Troy now. He's mine. I don't want you anywhere near him.
Oh, and you don't need to worry about that. I want nothing to do with that loser anymore.
Great. Well, see ya.
Hey Ree, is everything okay? We haven't spoken in a while and the wedding is tomorrow. You're not getting cold feet, are you?
Oh, Troy, it's you.
Is everything okay?
No, not really.
What's wrong?
Well, why don't you ask Bianca? She knows what's wrong. Although, you probably have quite a good idea as well, now that I think about it.
Bianca? What are you...
Finally remembered, have you?
Look, it was all a huge mistake. I was upset and angry when we had that huge argument. I was just looking for a little bit of comfort.
With my sister?
I'm so sorry. It meant nothing. I promise.
Well, you might want to tell her that because she thinks that she's marrying you tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, well, she thinks that you love her and that you actually want to be with her instead of me.
But that's not true.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care what you do anymore. I'm not marrying you and I'm not going to be with you at all.
What? Why?
Seriously? You went behind my back with my sister. I don't want to be with someone who would betray me like that. I deserve so much better than that.
But the wedding is tomorrow.
Well, a wedding is tomorrow. It's just not ours.
Please, Rhea, take me back.
There's just no way that I can trust you anymore. I'm sorry, Troy, but that's the truth.
I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so am I. Goodbye, Troy.
Rhea, what have you done? What's going on? Where's all the wedding guests? I mean, my wedding guests. There's just a bunch of strangers here, and the venue isn't letting me into the building. Also, I haven't seen Troy anywhere. What's going on?
Oh, Bianca. Yes, about that. I talked to Troy last night, and whilst he didn't deny that he did date you for a while, he never actually wanted to marry you. After I told him that we were through, he decided to go traveling to try and clear his head. As for the people at the venue, it's a wedding.
What do you mean?
Well, with the wedding called off on such short notice, there was no way that I was getting my deposits back on anything, so I decided to advertise the wedding online to see if there was anyone who wanted it. That's when Molly and Damien contacted me, telling me that their venue had pulled out on them at the last minute and that they would be so grateful for the wedding. So, of course, I gave it to them. I mean, everything was paid for, so it might as well be used.
Ugh, why would you do that to me? You knew I wanted to marry Troy, but you scared him off and gave the wedding away.
You really need to get over it. Troy didn't want to marry you, so you need to stop thinking that he is your boyfriend.
But...
And as for us, we're no longer sisters.
What do you mean by that?
I don't want a sister who is so jealous of me that she will try to sabotage every good thing in my life. I don't trust you anymore, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. I hope you have a good life, but I won't be involved in it anymore.
Hang on, Rhea. You can't just do that.
Actually, yeah, I can. Goodbye, Bianca. Even though it hurt me to cut my sister from my life, I knew it was the best thing to do, as I could no longer trust her. After the whole ordeal was over, I decided to do a bit of traveling myself. I needed to clear my head after the betrayal by the two people I trusted the most. I'm slowly coming to terms with everything, but for now, I'm going to focus on myself and make sure that my life is how I want it to be. Who knows? I might even be able to make it down the aisle next time.
Hey Claire, are you all ready for my college reunion this weekend?
Hey, sweetie. Yeah, I can't wait to see all of your old friends. It'll be so fun to hear their stories about what you were like in college and what you got up to.
Well, I'm just warning you now. Don't be too shocked by what you might find out.
Oh, a bit of a rebel, were you? Or were you more of a heartbreaker? LOL. Ah, so you were both.
Yeah. Anyway, my dad was much worse than me. You should count yourself lucky that you ended up with a level-headed one.
So lucky. Anyway, what was your mom like in college?
She was a good one. Always made sure to do her homework and projects on time and never really went too crazy at parties.
Haha, she sounds just like the person your dad needed to keep him in check. Your mom and dad met at college, didn't they?
Yeah, they're both Harvard alumni, which is why my brother and I both decided to study there too.
That's really sweet, to be honest. It just makes you feel closer as a family to go through the same college.
Yeah, it's nice knowing that my mom and dad went there. Makes me feel a little proud to be their son, I guess, because of how smart they both are. Also gives me hope that I'm not a complete lost cause in the brains department either. LOL. What about your parents? Did they meet at college, or did they not go to the same one?
Oh, actually my parents didn't go to college. They met whilst out with some colleagues at their first job.
What?
Yeah, it was a little bar in town. My dad was working as a busboy in a restaurant at the time, and my mom worked in her family bakery. They'd both gone out with some friends and ended up bumping into each other at the bar. The rest is history.
No, I meant the college thing. Neither of them went to college?
Well, no. Neither of their families could afford it at the time. I mean, just look at how much our loans are for it now. Back then, when there was hardly any help in terms of loans and grants, it would have been impossible for them to go. They don't mind, though. I mean, they never would have met each other if either one of them had been at college, and then I wouldn't have come along. LOL. And you would have been devastated then.
Uh-huh.
What's wrong?
I just can't believe you're so proud to come from such an uneducated background.
Whoa, hang on a second. My family is not uneducated. Why would you even say something so horrible and mean?
Oh, it's just the truth. If your parents were smart, then they would have gone to college to get a degree so that they could work better jobs, as opposed to whatever menial, low-grade work they do now. I mean, let me guess. They're janitors now because they don't have an education in anything. The only thing they're good for is cleaning up after the more intelligent people in the world.
Where on earth is all of this coming from? Why are you being so vile?
Why didn't you tell me the truth?
Truth? What truth?
About your parents and them not going to college?
I never hid anything. I just never thought you'd be bothered about it. It doesn't even have anything to do with you or us as a couple.
Yes, it actually does.
How do you figure?
I can't be with someone who comes from a family who was too stupid to get into college.
I've already told you they're not stupid. They simply couldn't afford the tuition fee. Not everyone is born with a silver spoon in their mouth.
If they were smart, they would have found a way to go to college. I mean, they would have tried hard and gotten a scholarship or something. It's not that difficult if you really want it or if you're actually intelligent. So either your parents are willfully lazy or they're just too stupid to do anything.
I actually can't believe what you're saying right now. I don't even want to talk to you at the minute.
Same here. I need a bit of time to cool off.
Fine. Russell, where were you last night? You didn't come home.
I spent the night at my parents' house. I needed time to think.
Time to think about what?
Us?
What about us?
Claire, I can't be with someone who comes from such a low education background. I'm calling off the wedding. I don't want to marry you anymore.
What? All because my parents didn't go to college?
I'm just not willing to put my reputation through the degradation and embarrassing remarks that everyone will make if they find out that you're from a dim-witted background.
Are you being 100% serious right now?
Yes, I mean, what if we had children as well? I'd constantly be worried if they'd inherit your family's intelligence and do nothing with their lives. It's just something I'm not willing to risk.
Fine, if that's how you feel, then I won't stop you. But don't come begging to me when you realize the huge mistake you just made.
As if I do that, especially not to someone who's not in my league.
Whatever. Goodbye, Russell. Thanks for showing me what kind of man you actually are before I made the mistake of marrying you.
Honey, I was just about to say the same thing. Goodbye, Claire. Don't bother trying to message me or beg me to come back to you because I won't. You've just lost your one chance to marry someone rich. Now you're just gonna follow in your parents' footsteps and do absolutely nothing with your life. And I'm just glad I won't have to be dragged down with you. Hey Claire, I just heard what Russell's done. I can't believe he did that to you over something so ridiculous. You okay?
Hey, Jasper. Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, I'm hurt for sure that he would end things over something as simple as my parents' education, but at least I know what he's really like. Better now than after we get married.
Yes, but it still makes me mad. I mean, I knew my brother was tense, but that was just plain spiteful and stupid.
Yeah, he wasn't the brightest.
Well, did you hear that he's got a new job? It's at some huge restaurant corporation. They manage a bunch of restaurants all over the country, and they also sell industrial kitchen supplies and things.
Oh, is that so?
And oddly enough, the name of this company just so happens to be an old family name, which sounds just like your mom's.
What a coincidence.
Anyway, I've got to go now. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Jasper.
Hey Claire, it's been a while. How have you been? I've been great, in case you were wondering. In fact, my new job is going really well. I might even get promoted soon. And I'm getting married.
Hey, Russell. Oh wow, you're getting married? That's really quite soon, don't you think? We've only been broken up for like 1 month.
Yeah, well, I've known her longer than that, obviously. I met her a few months back on a business trip. We really hit it off and began talking from then on.
Wait, you mean you were talking to this woman whilst we were still dating? Whilst we were actually engaged?
Well, I'm glad I kept my options open, given how things with us turned out. Now I've got a proper, smart fiance from a proper, smart family. Her parents went to Harvard as well, don't you know?
Wow. So you actually cheated on me just to be with someone whose parents had a college degree?
Well, yeah.
And what? You've messaged me now to brag about it?
I wouldn't say brag necessarily, just showing you what you missed out on. You can thank your parents for that.
I see. Well, don't you worry. My parents are going to hear all about this and your opinion of them. I'll make sure to tell them.
Go ahead and tell them. Not like some lowly, stupid person's opinion's gonna matter to me.
We'll see.
Claire, what have you done?
Oh, hi Russell. Messaging twice in one day? Aren't I a lucky gal?
Don't play stupid. How could you not tell me that your parents own Blossoms and Peel Limited?
Well, why would you need to know about it?
You know that's where I'm working. How could you not tell me your parents own the entire thing?
I usually don't tell people because I don't want them to see me differently. And for all I knew, if I told you, you could have just stayed with me for my family's money. And then you told me that you didn't want to be related to someone whose parents didn't go to college. So it didn't seem important to tell you then. Wouldn't want to change your mind based on something as silly as my family's success, especially considering they didn't go to college.
That's not fair. I never would have left you if I'd known the truth. Now I've received an email saying that I've been fired. Did you tell your dad to do that?
I didn't tell him to do anything. I simply told him everything you told me, all about your opinions on those you deem lesser than yourself.
What?
I'm sure he explained it all in his email, but just to clarify it for you, he doesn't want someone with such horrible views working for him or representing his company. Not to mention that a lot of your coworkers also complained about your behavior, claiming that you bullied them and said derogatory things all the time. My dad didn't want someone so horrible working for him and dragging his reputation down. For a college-educated guy, you're pretty dumb.
You can't just do that. Please, talk to your dad and help me get my job back. I needed to pay for my wedding. Not to mention my fiance told me that she won't settle for a husband earning less than $100,000 a year.
Well, you've got a college degree, so getting a well-paying job shouldn't be difficult for you.
But
I suppose maybe this will teach you not to judge people simply based on their education. People can and do make their way in the world based on their smarts and wits. They don't need a piece of paper to tell them that they are intelligent. I mean, look at you. You've got a college degree, and you're one of the dumbest people I know. Sometimes, you just can't help stupid.
please, Claire.
Goodbye, Russell. Don't message me again. I don't want anything to do with you. After that, I never heard from Russell again. I went on to start my own business from the ground up, helping those in food poverty. As for Russell, the last I heard was that his fiancée had left him after he had been fired, claiming that she couldn't be with a poor man. He tried to get a job, but even with his college degree, he didn't last very long at any of the places he was hired.